So, these are the same guys that I use all the time. My rhythm group, you know. So these are the backbone of my whole show.
Hey gang, welcome to another PATE&PLACE. For tuning in on this episode. So glad you're with us today. Gang, as some fans may know, J.D. Sumner used to let Elvis into the back door of the Ellis Auditorium back in the early 50s when he was just a child and J.D. was singing the gospel sings in Memphis. Well, that happened more than once in Elvis's career where he ran into a future band member. We're going to show you today on PATE&PLACE how lightning struck twice. If you haven't heard it, then you're going to hear it here today. Alright guys, let's dig in. Okay gang, we're going back to that magical year 1956. After appearances on the Dorsey Brothers and the Milton Berle Show, a 21-year-old Elvis rolls into Springfield, Missouri for 2 shows on May 17th at the Shrine Mosque. Elvis was billed second behind Hank Snow, and this was a big event. Among the hundreds of screaming fans was a 10-year-old guitarist and future TCB band member.
Rhythm guitar, John Wilkerson.
That's right, 10-year-old Springfield native John Wilkinson made it his mission to find Elvis and deliver a special message to him. John had noticed Elvis's beautiful Martin guitar and didn't like the way Elvis beat on such a valuable instrument and wanted to give Elvis some advice.
So I'm walking down the hallway and I'm looking to the right and I'm looking to the left in these dressing rooms. Yeah. No Elvis. Until I get to the very last dressing room on the left. And there he is.
10-year-old John Wilkinson meets 21-year-old Elvis and gets to deliver his message firsthand.
So I looked, I tapped on the door. He looked up and I said, "You're Elvis Presley." He said, "I know." It was a beautiful old Gibson J45 acoustic guitar leaned up against the dressing room wall. And I said, "Elvis, you mind if I borrow your guitar for a minute?" He said, "No, why?" I said, "Well, Elvis, the real reason I'm here, I was looking for you is to tell you that you can't play guitar with a damn."
Elvis smiled at the 10-year-old who had snuck out against his parents' wishes to the auditorium and said, "You think you can play better than me?" John said, "I know I can."
I got up to leave, and I got up out of my chair, and he shook my hand, and I turned to go to the door, and I was just out the door almost. He said, "Johnny, come back here a minute." So I come back, and he gave me a big hug, and he shook my hand again, and he said, "From the bottom of my heart, Johnny," he said, "I just know one day we're going to meet again." Wow.
And meet again they do. Elvis and John keep up with each other through the years, and when Elvis returns to live performances, he has one rhythm guitarist in mind.
And there's Elvis. He's sitting at one of these roped-off tables. And he looked up and he said, "Hi, Johnny." "Hi, Elvis." He said, "You're the kid, aren't you, that told me I couldn't play guitar with a damn back way back in 1956 or 54 or 55 or something?" I said, "Yeah, that's me." He said, "I got news for you. I still can't." I thought that was pretty good.
That's great.
The road to making history began on July 31st, 1969 in Las Vegas, where other than James Burton, John Wilkinson would be the only other TCB band member to never miss a single show in his entire career with Elvis. John's guitar was silenced when he suffered a stroke in 1989 and sadly loses his battle with cancer at the age of 67 in 2013.
He was probably the most compassionate, generous, loving human being I've ever met. He genuinely cared for his fans. He really cared about what he was doing, and he wanted to see people happy.
Yeah.
He was a genuinely good man, and I would tell you and our viewers and anybody else who might be listening, this was a decent, very decent, good man.
That is it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. I don't know about you, but I've always thought that was such an amazing story, how Johnny ran into Elvis early on. He said they'd meet later on, and then they did. And also that Johnny played every single show with Elvis once he was hired on. How many of us would like to be able to say that, huh, guys? Woo! Guys, I'm so glad you're enjoying the channel. Keep liking, sharing, subscribe them. Send them to all your Elvis friends. Make new fans out of non-Elvis fans. As always, guys, rockin'.